Boman, welcome to the Firstpost show.
Thanks very much, Renil.
I was watching this one interview with, I think, Farah in it. I don't remember, long back.
Nowadays, that's the problem. Every damn interview has Farah.
As Farah in it. I remember she mentioning about, people now in the industry, the lot of newcomers who are coming in are so conscious about how they look and what they wear and their six packs and all of that. And I remember during Happy New Year, you guys, the entire cast was wearing a ballerina costume and just chilling out.
Yeah.
Do you think, the industry is going into a space where they're only caring about how they look and how it seems in front of the camera?
No, I have a long story about this, and it's a saga as far as I'm concerned. I mean, it takes a lot of. For me, it's okay. It's easy for me, or for Vivan, who's not that your hero.
Yeah.
But I think it's awfully brave of people like Shah Rukh, Abhishek, and Sonu
Correct.
to have gotten to tutus and ballerina dresses
Yeah.
and do that stuff because their image is so strong.
Yeah.
But that takes guts, and I think that's the leap of faith. And you say they love us even more for this because we are willing to look silly for our fans, and that's a huge thing. I mean, it's almost like bearing yourself and saying, "Take a shot at me," and either somebody takes a shot at you or throws you a bouquet of flowers, one of the two. But I think that if you spend an equivalent amount of time that you spend in the gym, if you spend it in rehearsing, reading about acting, attending workshops, going to acting school, drama school, theatre. I think that is also very important. No, not also. That is more important.
More important. Because now it's so important, I was talking to Jacqueline and they have
Right.
this whole, now media is everywhere obviously.
Right.
You have people outside the airports when you're walking out.
Yeah,
So Jacqueline said there is this whole thing called airport looks.
right.
So when you're packing your bag, just keep a few airport looks aside.
Yeah.
Because you have,
There's
you
pressure.
can't, yeah.
And I tell you, no matter whatever you do, you can never look like your best when you
Yeah.
got off a 18-hour flight.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah.
not, and sometimes I feel that's a little tough on the young actors.
Correct.
They're expected to look. Nobody's saying, okay, you came off an 18-hour flight, and that's why you're looking a little bedraggled. Like, excuse me, have a heart. They're young people. They're beautiful, and they present themselves so very well
Yeah.
these days, and I'm proud of that too. And they're very conscious of the way they present themselves for every occasion.
Correct.
And their sense of fashion today is fantastic. Their understanding of color, their understanding of texture is wonderful. Even the understanding of makeup was not like what it was 15 to 20 years ago.
Now, there's always a divide between commercial movies in Hindi cinema and then the other, so-called movies where you look for the acting part.
There are some movies, like for example, you look at a Nirja.
Correct.
Nirja is commercially
Viable.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it did very well.
Yeah,
It must have made
yeah.
God knows how many times the investment. So I think it's a commercially successful film. But I don't think a guy who can take his family once in a month to see a movie will say that we need to see only movies that are intellectually arousing. Also, we in India don't have the Disneyland. The let's go boating,
Yeah.
let's go skiing
Yeah.
whenever we want over
Yeah.
the weekend, over the long weekend,
Yeah.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday. People work in very, very, very hard and very, very simple jobs.
Yeah.
And if you ask a man who's working in a very basic job, who's making a living and wants to give his family a good Sunday evening, I think some of those movies are designed for those people.
Correct. They want to go to the movies. Correct.
And they're
That's true.
designed for those people. If you look at a Manmohan Desai film, he didn't care what the intellectual really felt.
In the industry, when people select a brand to endorse,
Right.
there's a lot of criteria that, everyone has their set of criteria.
Right.
What's yours? For some people, it's the fact that I should be able to use it.
Sure.
What about you?
Number one.
That's the first.
Number one. And then there are some products that, I don't want to go into names
Yeah,
because I'm not
yeah,
supposed to,
yeah.
which not only do I not use, I frown upon its usage. So then that's a no-no.
Correct.
Right.
Correct.
But otherwise, I think it's fair.
What are the criteria that you sort of have to select a movie when a script comes to you? For example, the movie, you really like the script.
Right.
And you've had a problem with the co-actor in the past.
Never.
What about that?
Never.
You've never had a problem?
No.
Oh.
I don't have problems with human beings.
Oh, that's lovely.
I don't. Because everyone is flawed. In your team over here, there are 8. Hi, how are you doing? There are 8 people in your team over here right now. Okay. Some are closer to you, some are not as close to you, some may be okay guys, some may be not so. But at least you know who they are.
Yeah.
And if you accept that this is something that, this is this gentleman's weakness, what's your problem? You have to accept it. Nobody's going to be, you can't go on a set and say everybody's going to be perfectly hunky-dory with each other.
Yeah.
But if you accept the person's failings, then it shouldn't affect you. In fact, they should say, hey, let's hang out together. Interesting guy, nice conversationalist, good fun, good take on life, and interested in his work.
Yeah. Good to go.
I never normally have problems with other human beings.
Amazing. Finally, what about the kind of business a movie would probably make? Is that important to you?
No.
No?
No.
So,
I think that there are certain films that, people talk about 200 and 300,
you've been a part of quite a few of them.
Touch wood. And it's great to be successful.
Yeah.
But it's also great to be appreciated in a successful film.
Correct.
Like, for example, Jolly LLB. It doesn't make that kind of money, but yes, in proportion to its investment, it does very well.
Yeah.
And it gets an appreciation. For example, Anirja, okay, X amount of money,
Yeah.
multiple times the
Investment.
yeah. So I don't think that eventually the movies that are remembered 10 to 15 years hence will be the movies that actually are the ones you never know.
Yeah.
Because that's an unknown I can tell you pundits who will turn around and say, this movie is going to make 223.5 crores, right? 223.58.
Yeah.
And they might be spot on. But nobody can ever say that 15 years later, when we have a conversation like this, you'll be referring to that particular movie. Those movies, because nobody knows, are the special ones. So when people today talk about Ghosla, I say, wow, that movie, people still talk about it. And excuse me, it was in the cans for 3 years. So that's a real success story, and that association for me is the most heartening of all.
Yeah. The worst part is I feel like the entire idea of a successful movie has been flawed. Like, for example, now the whole idea of 100 crores and 200 crores and 500 crores has come in. But at the end of the day, a successful movie is what makes more money than the amount that's invested in the movie.
I don't even look at that. I'm just saying the one that will be remembered. Referred to. Made a bit of a change and gave people the himmat to go down that path. I think that's important. Ghosla came on, people said, hey, we spent it. But then that's the problem. Then people say, oh, we'll make movies that are really 2.5 crores worth, and then everybody thinks they're going to make 10 times the investment. That's rubbish, right?
Yeah.
But eventually a good story sticks. And even when you make a movie that is not meant to be intellectual, something about that film sticks because it was made with heart.
Yeah.
True. I mean, Amar Akbar Anthony. I mean, think about it. People still talk about it, still remember it. Everybody knows the dialogues because it touched people, because those people went out there to entertain the common man. And Manmohan Desai knew how to do that.
Absolutely. And also, you are an actor who will be remembered, who is remembered, and that means success.
I don't want to be remembered so early in life. Please wait, I'm a newcomer. Guys, please, hello, is that my camera? Look, I've been around for 12 years, 12 years plus. I've got a long time to go. Just because I'm a grandfather, don't say you will be remembered now when I'm supposed to grow a long beard. No, sorry. I'm only just big.
I was just talking about your previous performances that still remember.
Oh, thank you so much.
Thank you so much for being a part of the show. Great fun.
Great fun. Thank you so much.
Thank you.